Yeah, this is Point Black. Coming in hard and off the car. You know they got their earpieces on. When Point Black comes around. Hey, because we come with the facts to crack their back. And we come with that heat from the motherfucking street. We coming with that blue straight from the barrio. And we coming with them facts to crack their back. This is how we do. You know what I'm saying? This is PDNN, Point Black, National News, the late edition. Yes, eh? Now today I see a story coming in on the Hilldale College. You know, say they're Friends of Liberty. I'm gonna give them a shout out. You know what I'm saying? And they have a thing going on where, as they're saying, as fellow patriots, I would like to send out to you the Betsy Ross flag. Now, the design of the flag with its 13 stripes, you listen to me, and circle of 13 states representing America's original 13 colonies is a powerful symbol of American Revolution and of the principle on which, you know what I'm saying, the revolution was fought. In the words of the Declaration of Independence, we hold these truths to be self-evidence that all men are created equal. Mm. But in that said statement and the value of what was written down, I will say this: all men are created in an equal form, but it has never been shown in its fullness thereof of the black man. You dig? And the upholdment of the black woman as God. Let's be clear, where Point Black stand. But the document as it whole says all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator and certain unalienable rights. I don't agree too much with that, but the document is the document the way it was written. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Mm-hmm. But not when it comes to the demon Democrats. They have not lived up to nothing on that except some, I don't know what they lived up to. Throughout most of our nation history, America learned about and reversed these ideas. Sadly, because of left the leftists hijacking of the history of education in so many of our schools, this is no longer true. Consider the 2019 controversial surrounding of the Betsy Ross flag mentioned above, when shortly before the Independence Day, I guess some guy named Knight, you know what I'm saying, because this is really still in a form of a ledge, and you see, Knight announced its plan to release a athletic shoe featuring the Betsy Ross flag. Now, Nike spokesman Colin, I guess his name is Kaepernick or whatever, uh, objected and condemned uh, the flag as a symbol of racism and slavery, and a social media storm followed. Well, I'm a social media stormer too. Whether it was or it wasn't, the flag only is a symbol. It is not life, but it was woven and put together by life itself. So whether the flag is a symbol of racism and slavery is not a concept of what we must fight. The fight is to make the flag live up to the right. And that is where we must find ourselves in this matter. To just take down a symbol, but the problem remain, did not solve it. What we must do is make that live up to what it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Because we were here before any settlement got here. We was already here as black people. So don't come with that trade. You know what I'm saying? Consequently, like announced that that it was it was, I guess he trying to say it was hating hating production of the shoe, halting the production. I'm sorry. He said that he was halting the production of the shoe. The controversy was trivial or whatever, trivial, but the episode point to something else. What is not a trivial is an attempt to spread anti-American ideology into every area of America. And the fact that too many in position of authority immediately retreated when confronted by political uh, correctness, and anti-Americanism. You know what I'm saying? I think that people are spending too much time on issues that may be in or out of their control, but we have to focus on what it is. Now, if you're going to take the heat directly, we need to take the heat directly right to them. We cannot afford to be boggling around symbols that don't mean too much. You know what I'm saying? Life is more important as to how we look at these things. You see what I'm saying? So we have to start coming more correct on the fight than to be worrying about some stupid symbol that we don't need. You know what I'm saying? We do not need. And that's the fact. So we need to start looking at that from a better picture. You see what I'm saying? Until we can figure out where we coming from on these matters. Because we're spending, like I said, far too much time on bull. You know what I mean? Now I see Nancy Pelosi, you know what I'm saying? She back in the news again, doing stupid crap as far as I can see. But we're gonna check out the nonsense that she do because I really don't understand why she why would anybody really listen to her in anything that she has to say, you know? Because she really don't, and she's a part of the Luciferian plan that led to a lot of the garbage and situations that we're in right now, you know? And, House Republican rebel against Pelosi's mass mandate. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday on May 18th, there was an opening of rebellion on the floor of the House of Representatives. You know what I mean? Of Representatives. Last week, the CDC reversed its guideline to say it's safe for fully vaccinated individuals to shed their masks, both outdoors and indoors. First of all, they shouldn't have had it having nobody wearing no goddamn mask outside. You know what I'm saying? You need to tell the people what's really going on if you're gonna be doing that garbage. With the inside and outside. Like that was gonna make much of a big difference. You know what I'm saying? You should have been worrying about more inside than outside. for, you know what I'm saying, you know, the mask both for outdoors and indoors for the better part of the year, of a year. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi demand that the science be followed until science conflict with her power, how power play. And yeah, she really, I don't know why people even listen to Nancy Pelosi. She must like seeing herself. For some people, a mask is a symbol of power, fear, and you know manipulation. Now that the CDC lift the mask, and that's true. You know what I'm saying? The masks do represent a symbol of power, fear, and manipulation. You got that right. You know what I'm saying? Now the CDC lifted the mask and mandate guideline. You know what I'm saying? For those fully vaccinated Americans, you know what I'm saying, is beginning to see to how its leaders are exercising the power without considering the science. Pelosi is a prime example. She is still mandating masks on House floor and uh, pinning, well, fining members of Congress who take them off. That's despite the CDC reversion based on the science she claimed, you know, to cherish. On Tuesday, some Republicans revolted. You know what I mean? Now, when it comes to Nancy Pelosi, first thing, Nancy Pelosi ain't no doctor. So let's get that clear. So her agenda has to be something based on the fact of her trickery and the Luciferian game and the tricks that were played right down to Governor Cuomo. So, you know, I wouldn't trust anything she has to say. And like I said, many people have been vaccinated. That's their problem. If they want to be vaccinated, they have a right to choose that. Who's stopping them? And get to a point, who really cares? Isn't that your choice? Same as a person say he don't want the vaccine. That is his choice. You know what I'm saying? And it should have been the same for the mask. You know what I'm saying? But we just so happened to have to fall into this game due to the due to the game that was played and the way it was played. But Nancy Pelosi is not a doctor and should not be prescribing anything to anyone based on anything at all. She should be worrying more about herself. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to do stupid crap. You know what I mean? So nobody wants to hear that foolishness. You know what I mean? And that's just point blank. I see a situation where one of them, one, I don't know if it's a senator or she's something, but she was speaking on the fact that Pelosi was trying to make everyone in the White House get vaccinated. Again, Pelosi shouldn't be telling nobody to do nothing because she's not a doctor. And everybody should have a personal doctor or a doctor that they trust that they can speak to. You see? Nancy Pelosi doesn't have a scientific doctor degree, nor does she have any scientific education based on anything other than reading off that script paper and running her mouth with hearsay and propaganda and working for the Luciferian deep state. So she needs to go sit down because you're being caught in all kinds of garbage, just like you and Anthony Fauci, the weasel. You know what I'm saying? You know, waiting in weighing in into policy is a risky business. If you work for the government, as matter of law, federal government employees cannot express or support or oppose or opposition to political candidates, political parties. You know what I'm saying? Political parties. Or political groups. However, when it comes to talking about political issues, you know what I mean, the line turns gray very fast, and no one seems no one seems better to to blurring them than Anthony Fauci the Weasel. You know what I'm saying? Fauci often wade into subjects matters that don't relate to his expertise. Same with Nancy Pelosi. Does not reflect his expertise as an infection and disease doctor, and to me, he's not a doctor. He's a mad scientist. Eager, eager, the switch. It's alive, it's alive. That's the type of doctor he reminds me of. And working for the deep state and a Luciferian in his full bloom. Anti Fauci, the weasel. But Nancy Pelosi does the same thing. She's speaking on stuff as if she has expertise in this. Same as when she was speaking on the insurrection and what took place in the White House, you know what I'm saying? Where she and Schumer didn't call for about an hour after the building was breached. But anyway, we're going to leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Of his expertise. As an infectious and disease doctor or director of the U.S. National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease. You know what I'm saying? NIAID. You know, NIAID or whatever they call that crap. On Sunday, May 16th, Fauci drove into the derived issues of race and then proceed to irony, ironical denounce divisions as destructive, reinforcing that America can trust him. Uh, Wait a minute. Whoever trusted him. No one never trusted him. He was full of juju. And he always been full of juju and will always be full of juju. You know what I'm saying? Nobody never ever trusted Anthony Fauci, the weasel. But he was able to interject his Luciferian garbage into the United States. Same as you see all around the world. I bet you there's a bunch of weasels in, in all them democratic states and stuff. You see, they've been weaseling for years up in there. You know what I mean? You know, Fauci claims the pandemic exposed racism. Yeah, he is racism. You know what I'm saying? There is virtually no more controversial issue or topic that than that of racism. On Sunday, May 16th, during Dr. Fauci's speech before graduation class of Emory University, he stated that COVID-19 put a spotlight on on society's failing. Yeah, yeah, because you are part of it, you need to leave. You see, because of your dumbass. He said that essentially workers were more likely to be exposed to his foolish brain to COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real. However, what problematic is that the the immunology, you know, signals the out majority. Black people are in majority. not no fucking minority. And stop saying that garbage because we've been here eons before any one of y'all ever showed up. So how the hell we a majority? You don't even predate the damn fucking pyramids. So how the fuck we a minority? You a minority. You say that stuff to make black people think they're a small little group and y'all are so large. So don't come with that shit. But we gonna use your phrase anyway. You know what I'm saying? The minority groups and implied that they were largely the ones likely to become infected. Yeah, because of you. And your trickery garbage. The weasel. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The weasel. And not just because they were working, he claimed that the minorities' financial situation, yeah, because of your group, the Demon Democrats, for 47 years, Anthony Party. Let's get that clear. You know what I'm saying? Their financial situation, and the whole of America as a whole, as regular people in the society in which we live. Anthony Bourdain and the Demon Democrats been screwing us over for a long time, going back to probably even the days of Albert Pope and before that. You know what I'm saying? They have been manipulating their Luciferian garbage in our government for years. This is why they came up with this infectious garbage. You know what I'm saying? Talking about minorities because of their financial situation. Yeah, because y'all fucking, how did it get that way? We didn't put cocaine in poor neighborhoods. You and your kind did. We didn't go over there and did this and do that. We may be guilty of touching it and selling, but we ain't bring it here. Because ain't none of them niggas was going over there to bring it back. You know what I'm saying? So where was it getting it from? Don't come with that garbage, especially when you remove the Black Panther Party and assassinate most of its members. Don't forget that there's a lot more situations we can talk about for you to be talking about somebody's financial situation, healthcare issues, and diet. Yeah, because your brain need healthcare and it need a diet where undeniable effects of racism in our society. Now he playing the race card, to clear his little fucking mind and get a little girly points. He adds that the correcting the wrong against minorities will require a commitment that lasts decades. No, it should not, because it can be corrected very easily by removing people like you and the demon Democrats who cease to do a bunch of garbage and put in this garbage of people. So when the election come along, I guess they push a button and everybody vote for them and they go back to the pedophilia garbage and the Luciferian underground shit in the octagon. You know what I'm saying? And in the dark room. You know what I'm saying? What's worse is that while Fauci brought up a diverse political issue, you know what I'm saying, he stated social he stated that societal uh, diversiveness is a counterproductive in a pandemic that seems particularly out of place considering the diverse language he used moments before. Makes sense. He's retarded. So we see where the be running them lippy chones and trying to come up for slick and sly, you know what I'm saying, to make himself look good. But that doesn't always work with me. You know what I mean? You can talk that yin yang patty way, give a damn dog a bone, but you ain't, you is not fooling anyone. Even when we look at foreign affairs, it's the same thing. We're looking at foreign affairs as we roll down the road, and we're still catching a lot of rumors and things that sound very alarming when it comes to our foreign policy and what's going on from country to country. You know what I'm saying? So we have to take a look at that as well to make sure we understand what is going on. Now we see China refusing to hold a bilateral nuclear talk. Bilateral nuclear talk. USA. China flexes authority and leadership, style this past year in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, which appears to have originated within its borders, which is still hearsay and propaganda until it is proven. I don't want to hear that garbage, and I wish they'll stop saying that, because even if it was, like I said, created there, whatever they're talking about garbage, then you must still have to prove it. Still have to prove it, because it's still hearsay. We must know for sure. We must know, like just like this pen. We must know for sure that it's a pen. Not saying, well, it could possibly be a pen, or maybe it's a pen, or it could have been a pen, but now we know for sure it's a pen, and it didn't come. So whether it did or didn't, I want concrete proof on the table, on evidence, on live news up front, showing full evidence and confession. So don't come with that garbage. It's still alleged. You know what I'm saying? In its border, Chinese officials did their best to cover up the report about the outbreak, risking their lives and risking their lives of the people worldwide. Again, it is alleged. You never prove that. I need more evidence. I need more evidence. Not yet satisfied with its regional and destruction. It's upping the ante in its outgoing war against global peace. You know what I'm saying? So we see a lot of shit going on with even that. You know what I mean? But nobody wants to sit up and really sit here with their foolishness. That's their problem, and they deal with it. You know what I mean? Because America seems to have a lot of stupid shit going on. You know what I mean? It's the Supreme Court. You know what I'm saying? Makes a historic decision. You know what I'm saying? They made a very historic decision according to the restore. You know what I'm saying? So we have to take a look at that as well. Because people are sitting around goofballing and think that they being all solid and quiet, but at the same time your neighbors and all of them is in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? The Supreme Court stood up for constitutional rights on Monday, ruling that cops can seize someone's guns without a warrant. You know what I'm saying? The decision clamps down on creeping abuse of community caretaking exemptions. In 2015, Rhode Island resident Edward K. Clark, or whatever his name is, did something stupid during an argument with his wife. He put an unloaded handgun on the table and told her to shoot him if she was that mad. You know what I'm saying? Childish and dumb, yes. But the cops used it as a pretext to search the home and take all of his guns while he was in the hospital for mandatory mental health. Well, good job, officers. At least you're doing what you're supposed to do, what you want us to do about that. Nobody has time to be running around with their foolishness. Now we have another joint brewing all over the place. And, if a person is not equipped to handle guns, then it must be removed. You know what I'm saying? We can't have a whole bunch of loose cannons running around America. We gotta stop that. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop that. You know? From what we hearing on that story, you know what I mean? We see a lot of people running them out. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that stories are coming out based on a lot of things that are going on. Like in his, now we look at in his 5 decades at, very top of America policies, Joe Biden has often been embracing. No, I'm sorry. He has often been an embarrassment to the nation, flip flopping on issues like war, immigration, taxes, spurting disturbing racial comments as he enriched his friends, allies, and family. And that's a fact. But nobody care about him because we know for what he's a demon Democrat, and that's what they do. They always say they love you, but they come out and they stick you and continue to do so until they choose. You know what I'm saying? To get out of there, but we need to start getting them out of there and making sure that whoever goes in there don't come with no bullshit. Now, it's sad to see that this thing came up and everybody ran and got, the vax, and we don't know for sure how this thing is going to turn out. But we're hearing a lot of people talking about, like people like Chris Rock and Busta Rhymes are saying a lot of different things and how all this stuff and all you can do is make a song about it. Don't say much to me. You know what I'm saying? Talking about 5 more years. Yeah, 5 and 1 and 6. And what you talking about? You done signed them contracts. And now y'all got all the information and all the good stuff to spurt out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? But what are you doing to save your own people? Is a question. You know what I'm saying? Biden administration sends, you know what I'm saying, unexpected. It's just crazy the stuff that some of these people do. You know, it really is. Some of the crazy things that you hear, they do. You know what I mean? Nobody got time for that because we know Anthony Fauci and the rest of these demon Democrats have concocted many things in our country to cause many things to happen, as we move along. So we have to look at many things. Even they say they're about to let criminals go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because they're like chaos. Now, if they're going to let them go, are you letting go people that's going to commit heinous crimes and and should not have been let go based on the fact that you already started incarceration anyway? You know what I'm saying? For some reason, Joe Biden, crazy ass, bumphead freak, and the rest of the people who in his group, I don't care whether they're Republican or Democrat, you know what I'm saying, seem to want to have a chaotic Luciferian world, like when you see in hell and people screaming butt naked trying to climb up the mountain to get out of the fire, and they scream and they climb and it's burning, and the devil sitting up above, the satanic whoever they praise is sitting up above looking down, and he's smiling and grinning while people are just burning and bubbling and squirming and screaming butt naked. They like chaos. That's their favorite move, and they always do anything to bring that. You know what I'm saying? The controversy surrounding prison reform is another controversy that we must look at. Prison reform and early release programs is nothing new in California. You know what I'm saying? Cali again. A 2010 effort to reduce the state's prison population by about 6,500 inmates created its fair share of debate. However, its newest effort to release as many as uh, 76,000 convicts is raising, an unprecedented concern, and it should raise a concern. You know what I'm saying? Because that needs to be screened as you do it, and to make sure that you're releasing these people who are non-violent or have the violence, because it can really escalate back into all kinds of stuff, and then we have chaotic again. You know what I'm saying? Only non-violent offenders with a history of good behavior would be considered for release under the California Republican-led 2010 release effort. However, more than 63,000 inmates convicted of serious violent crimes would be eligible to receive good behavior credit under the latest measure. Prisons, you know what I'm saying? Prisoners serving time for murder will be will be the only exemption. So we have to look at this situation for what it is, and the issue needs to be worked on because if there are men and women in there that can come out and they are non-violent crimes, you know what I'm saying, we must still keep an eye on that situation because you cannot be coming out in society and all you can think of is killing and murdering for these clowns. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it together, people. So Point Black's gonna leave it right here. Say, Ra, stay for I. May the mother be thy God and be healthy in thy ways. I say, Ra, stay for I. You know what I'm saying? As the words of the General Cyrus Hooten said he would say. You know what I'm saying? It's not the S-O-N, but the S-U-N. And what man or woman or child or anyone on this earth can proceed, even animals who proceed their mother. You do not. You came from her womb. So she proceeded you. You know what I'm saying? So this is PBNN Point Black National News, the late edition. You know what I'm saying? And this is the fact, crack them backs. So we're gonna say have a good night, be strong, and keep it moving. Keep your eyes out, do your research, make sure that you can see everything that you possibly can. And let the mother be thy guide as her got us in the womb, cover us and bless us and give her son that he gives and provides life. So I see